Hello everyone, welcome back to another PowerShell tutorial, and in this tutorial we will be talking about variables and arrays. First thing first, what is variable? So variable is a container just like objects. In object we store attributes and behaviors, but in variable we just store a simple value. So how do we create variables in PowerShell? So we just use the dollar sign and then name our variable. So let's say I want to create variable with name var and assign it to some value. So let's say hello world, and now if I close the quotes and hit enter, now we have the variable created. So now to display that we can use the write host, but whenever we are in the terminal we can directly write the variable name and it will display the value of that variable. Now there are different types of variables that we can create in PowerShell. So if I get the type of this variable, for that we will use the get type method, and if I hit enter, this is the definition. So if I use this, as you can see, it is a string type. The way we can recognize this is a string type because it is enclosed. So if I create, let's say, variable 2 and assign it to a numeric value, let's say 12 in this case, and now if I print the value of var underscore 2, it is 12, and if I get the type of this variable, it will be numeric, should be dot get type, and now if I hit enter, as you can see, it's in 32. And the same thing, we have boolean type of variable. So let's create var3 and assign it to true or false. So booleans contain two value, either a true or false. In PowerShell we can display the true and false by using the dollar sign, and false or true. So we can use the dollar sign true to assign any true value, or dollar sign false to assign any false value to a variable. So I will create a var underscore 3 variable and assign it to dollar true, and now if this should be true. If I hit enter, now I can display the value of var underscore 3, which is true in this case. If I get the type of var underscore 3 type, which is boolean, which we can see in this case, which is we created a variable with true. Then we have arrays. So arrays are the containers that store the values of the same time. So let's say I want to create array and assign some values to this. So let's say 1 2 3 and 4, and now if I hit enter and view the array values, as you can see, it is 1 2 3 and 4. And if I get the type of this array, which is object in this case, and contains the arrow sign, which means this is an array. Now we can display each index value of an array. So if I come here and type 1 or 2 in the brackets, and now if I hit enter, as you can see, it returns 3, which means the value on index 2 is 3. So the array starts from the index 0. So index 0, index 1 and index 2, which is 3 in this case. Then we have operation, arithmetic and logical operations. So we can do arithmetic and logical operations on variables as well as arrays. So let's say I have variable var underscore 1 is equal to 5 and var underscore 2 also equal to 5. And now if I want to add these two variables, var underscore 1 plus $var underscore 2, this will just display. So if I var underscore 5, I have written, so var underscore 1 and var underscore 5, we can add things like this directly, but let's do it in the script. So let's say var 1 is equal to 5 and var 2 also equal to 5, and then let's create another variable. Let's say total is equal to $var1 plus $var2, and now I will print this variable. So write host and then the total variable write host, and now I will come here and execute stage 6.ps1, and as you can see, it returns done. 10. It's just not for the addition. We can do like let's do it this way. So we come here, I will add this as like this, and then we can subtract. So I will create variable, let's call it sub, and here I will use subtraction sign or minus, and then we can do multiplication. So mult, and this is mul, and mul is var1 multiplied by var2. So let's separate it like this so that we can read it in a better way. So just like this, and now we have the last one for the multiplication. Oh sorry, this is the multiplication, and then we have the last one for the division. So I will change the name to division div, and if I save this and come here, as you can see it does returns the results, but subtraction returns 10, which is completely wrong. So oh sorry, here I did not change the variable name. So now if I do here, as you can see the subtraction is now 0, which is correct in this case. Then we can do the same operations for the arrays. So let's create an array. Let's call it array1 is equal to 1 2 3 4 5, and I will create another array, array2, and assign 6 7 8 9 and 10, and I will create total underscore array. We're going to be appending the array2 to array1. So it's that simple in PowerShell, array1 plus array2, and then just right host the array2, the total array. And if I save this, come here and execute, as you can see it did appended the array2 to array1. Now just like this we can append single elements to the array. So if I assign the array, declare the array in the terminal, and then I do array1 plus let's say 6 and hit enter, as you can see it did appended the 6 as the end of this array. Then we have some string operators. So if I create a variable, let's say str, and assign this to some value, let's Tauseed Zaman, and now if I print str, it does contains the value. So now let's say I want to get some specific value from that. We can return the specific value using the array methodology, like we print the array index and by passing just to the array in of square brackets. So we can print any of those values by assigning the index to that. So the string behaves like an array. Also we have different methods for strings. So if I come to the script and let's create a script, let's say a string type, let's say str is equal to Tauseed Zaman, and I will add space here, and then as I did in the terminal, here we can print any of the index value. So let's say 0 1 and 2. If I come here, execute the stage 6 dot ps1, as you can see it did return the first 3 indexes values. Now we have different methods. So if I come here and create, we can do that in the terminal as well. So if I come here, create a variable like this, and here if I just split, we have split method. So what we can do with this is it will split the variable contents based on the parameters that you passed inside the string. So in course, let's say I want to pass space, I want to separate these strings with space. So if I do this and hit enter, as you can see it did return a new array that contains the elements of the first array. So we can assign that to a variable. So if I copy this to the script like this, and I will create another variable, let's say parts, and assign it to the parts of that variable, the string type variable. And now we can get any of the object index that we created right here using the splitting. So here we have 2 elements, index 1 has Tauseed and index 0 has Tauseed and index 1 has Zaman values. So if I come here and print the index 0, let's say I just want to print the index 0, and I will come here and execute the stage 6. As you can see it does returns the index value, which is this in this case. Now with split operator we can use the split operator with any kind of strings. We can pass any operators, we can pass space, we can pass anything. So if I come here and assign this to a variable, here as you can see I pass dash, so now this will split this string with dash and assign it to this variable, and then we will print this. So if I do this, as you can see it does return. So let's say I want to do something else, right? So if I come here, let's say I want to split these things with a letter. As you can see here we have 1, 2 and 3 as. So if I come here, as you can see it does splits the string with that letter that we passed inside the split method. I hope that is it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. If you have any question, make sure to throw them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.